Is this the end of P. Diddy? It certainly looks like it. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion with your guy Olize. Don't forget to subscribe. So yeah, people, I have to speak about it. P. Diddy, we all know he was arrested behind bars in detention for charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, transporting individuals over state lines for prostitution. The indictment had things like firearms in there, drugs, and over 1,000 bottles of baby oil. It's crazy. He's facing a minimum of 15 years in prison. I think Diddy's 55, so it wouldn't be a life sentence, but a different lifestyle from how he's living. I tell you that for free. And I got a clip here of U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, I believe his name is, talking about everything. Check it out.
My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contained images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Yeah, fam. The whole thing is a lot longer, but I just thought I'll play a few snippets. But all these crimes, or alleged crimes, span from 2008 to current day. As the U.S. Attorney was stating, there was kidnapping, and there was putting things in people's drinks and all sorts that would last days at a time, threats to people to go along with everything, because there were like threats on people's careers. As you heard, weapons were used at times, and there's general power and influence in the industries, all helped to commit these crimes. They even mentioned an arson. I'm assuming that his vehicle was blown up. Crazy. And Diddy was denied bail as well, and that was a shock to me, I'm not gonna lie. The judge declined him having bail, even though I heard the number was around 50 million they offered for bail, as in Diddy and his lawyer and his team. They even offered to turn in his passport, report any movements, like if he went from one city to the next. The judge said, no Diddy. Okay, let me stop the joking. But the judge did give reasons. The judge said they denied him having bail because they felt like all or most of his alleged crimes were done behind closed doors. So they felt like if we let him out and he's out for another year while this whole trial's going on, he could be doing the same thing. Because clearly Diddy has some sort of issue. It's some sort of addiction. Probably can't even help himself. Allegedly. And according to TMZ, Diddy's legal team even tried to explain the whole Cassie video in the hotel. They tried to say that Cassie had seen a message on Diddy's phone from another female. Apparently she assaulted him, like smacked him in the head. And then she took off and then Diddy came and did what he did. Which is kind of shocking. Like you're actually trying to justify what we saw on that camera. So far everything's not going to plan for Diddy and his team. According to his lawyer, Diddy actually came back to live in New York the last couple weeks because he knew the arrest was coming very soon, and he felt like turning himself in would indicate to the judge that he's not a threat and would show leniency to give him bail. And apparently that's why he was arrested when he was. He was meant to get arrested the following day. They brought it forward because they felt like Diddy was gonna turn himself in so he can get bail. That's the word on the street. But here's a clip from the lawyer anyway.
Speak to him all the time. Yeah.
What's his reaction to everything that's happening?
We knew this was coming. I mean, he moved to New York, as I think some of you guys know. We brought him to New York about 2 weeks ago because we knew this day was going to come, and it's here.
Did he expect it to happen last night? Was that planned?
No, it's not planned. Certainly, it's not planned by us. I mean, he came here to surrender at a time agreeable to the U.S. Attorney's Office.
But like I said, Diddy has been denied bail. He will be locked up until this whole thing is concluded, resolved, done for. Although they have appealed the judge's decision, so they're going to be in court today. So we'll see if the points they make change the judge's mind. But in summary, yeah, it's not looking good for Diddy. But I did hear a legal expert say the defense is basically going to put down that all these alleged victims gave consent. There isn't actually any proof that it wasn't consensual. None of the videos apparently show anyone being forced. It's just in the indictment that people are saying they were forced. So it's a very subjective line, and I think it's one that prosecutors will struggle to prove. But we'll just have to wait and see, people, and I'll keep you updated. I want to know your opinions. Get in the comments, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.